Success is not a matter of luck or circumstance, it's a matter of reasons. Picture this, a young woman stares at the ceiling at 4 a.m., wide awake, not from anxiety, but from a relentless fire in her soul. She's exhausted, her body aches, and the world outside her window still sleeps. Yet she pulls herself out of bed, not because she wants to, but because she has to. There's a vision driving her, a reason that overrides the fatigue. Maybe it's the children, depending on her. The dream she refuses to die with, or the vow she once made to herself to never return to where she started. Reasons like these defy logic, ignore odds, and silence excuses. They become the engine that pulls us through everything we don't feel ready for. Most people begin their journey searching for answers. How do I build wealth? How do I lose weight? How do I find happiness? But the truth is, until you get clear on your reason, your deeply personal, emotionally charged reason, the answers won't stick. They'll bounce off like raindrops on steel. They'll be interesting, maybe even inspiring for a moment, but they won't change your life. Why? Because without a reason, the answers have no soil to take root in. If your reason isn't strong enough, every obstacle becomes an excuse. But if your reason is unshakable, every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. Think back on your life. The most decisive turning points probably didn't begin with perfect strategy or timing. They began with an emotional surge, a breaking point, a revelation, or even a moment of sheer desperation. Maybe you hit rock bottom financially. Maybe someone told you you'd never make it. Maybe you just got tired of surviving and decided it was time to live. That moment when your why screamed louder than your fear, that was the true beginning. That was the moment the trajectory of your life shifted. This is why I always say reasons come first. Answers come second. If you have enough reasons, you'll find a way. If your reasons are weak, the way won't matter. You can give someone the perfect business plan, the best nutrition program, or the most proven success system, and they still won't follow through unless they're emotionally invested. But give someone a deep, compelling reason, and they'll create their own blueprint. They'll read the books, make the calls, wake up earlier, stay up later, get back up after they fall. You don't have to drag someone who's found their reason. You just have to step aside and let them run. So what makes a reason powerful enough? It has to come from the heart, not the head. Logic informs us, but emotion drives us. Your reason has to hit you in your core, where it becomes personal. Maybe it's the pain of the past you never want to repeat. Maybe it's the vision of a future, so vivid it pulls you forward like a magnet. Maybe it's a promise you made to a parent who's no longer here, or to a version of yourself who's still waiting to be rescued. Whatever it is, it has to move you. You have to feel it. Close your eyes and imagine what your life would look like if nothing changed. If you stayed exactly where you are right now, financially, physically, emotionally, for the next 10 years. Does that excite you or does that terrify you? Now imagine the opposite. Imagine the life you would live if every part of your potential was activated, if you were debt-free, energized, fulfilled, in love with your work, at peace with yourself, and strong in your relationships. That contrast, that emotional tension between what is and what could be is where your reason lives. One of the most common things I hear is, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. But most people aren't stuck because of a lack of knowledge. They're stuck because they're disconnected from why they started. They're not short on strategies, they're short on meaning. The fire's gone. And when the fire's gone, even the best plan feels heavy. If you find yourself procrastinating, drifting, or doubting, don't ask, how do I fix this? Ask, why does this even matter to me anymore? Because when your reason returns, your energy returns with it. Reasons give you courage. When you have a powerful enough reason, you'll ask for the raise or start the business, speak on the stage, walk away from toxic relationships, or take the risk. And you'll do it afraid because the fear is smaller than your why. Without that reason, fear always wins. But with it, fear doesn't stand a chance. One of the most liberating shifts you can make is to stop chasing comfort and start chasing purpose. Comfort rarely leads to growth, but growth always leads to a richer kind of fulfillment. If you want to increase your income, your influence, your health, or your happiness, start by increasing your emotional investment in why it matters. Don't just set goals with soul. Don't just say, I want to make more money. Say, I want to create financial peace so my children never know the fear I grew up with. Don't just say, I want to get in shape. Say, I want to be alive and active when I'm 80, so I can dance at my granddaughter's wedding. Attach emotion to every goal, and you attach fuel to every action. The moment your reason becomes crystal clear, you begin to change how you speak to yourself. Your self-talk shifts from I can't to I must. You stop negotiating with your weaknesses. You stop asking whether you feel like it and start reminding yourself why you started. You stop comparing yourself to others because you're too focused on honoring the mission inside you. You begin to wake up differently, move differently, think differently. The right reason changes everything, but reasons aren't static. They evolve. The reason that drove you 5 years ago may not be enough now. That's why you need to revisit your reasons often. Write them down, speak them out loud, make them visible, put them on your mirror, on your phone, on your fridge. Repetition drives clarity, and clarity drives commitment. When your life feels scattered, your first job isn't to find a new tool, it's to reconnect with your why. Even in moments of chaos, economic downturns, personal losses, career setbacks, your reasons can become your refuge. When everything around you is uncertain, your reason anchors you. It reminds you who you are, what you value, and where you're headed. That's why some people thrive in crisis while others collapse. It's not that they have all the answers, it's that they never lost sight of their reason. The world could shake, but they're still standing because their foundation isn't built on conditions. It's built on conviction. So how do you find your reason if it's been buried or forgotten? Start with the pain. Pain points to what matters. Ask yourself, what have I tolerated for too long? What makes me angry, frustrated, or disappointed in myself? What have I avoided facing because it hurts too much? Within that pain is the seed of your reason. And then shift to the dream. What would make you feel proud at the end of your life? What does your ideal day look like? Who do you want to become? What kind of story do you want to leave behind? These aren't surface questions. They're soul questions. They require honesty, reflection, and sometimes even tears. But when the answers come, they will break chains inside of you. The truth is, no one can give you your reason. They can inspire you, guide you, and challenge you, but they can't choose it for you. That's your sacred responsibility. And once you claim it, protect it. Not everyone will understand. Not everyone will support you, but that's okay. They weren't given your vision. They weren't wired with your purpose. Your reason isn't a slogan. It's your permission to rise. And when you rise, you show others what's possible. You become the proof someone else needed. You will have days when your motivation wavers. That's natural. But if your reason is strong enough, your discipline will carry you. Discipline without a reason is punishment. But discipline with a reason is power. It's the kind of power that builds empire, rewrites stories, and reclaims lives. It's not about being the loudest or the fastest, it's about being the most committed. And commitment doesn't come from hype. It comes from depth. So dive deep, get honest. Ask yourself, what would make this effort worth everything? And don't stop asking until the answer moves you. Because when you find that reason, you found the spark that can light the rest of your life. Now imagine waking up tomorrow and everything in your life is exactly the same. Not worse, not better. Your income hasn't changed. Your energy hasn't changed. Your relationships haven't deepened. That's not a nightmare. It's the slow erosion of potential, the death of growth by comfort. And the only way out of that slow fade is to put something stronger than fear in the driver's seat. That something is your reason. Without a reason, you settle. With a reason, you rise. And the moment your reason becomes urgent enough, it unlocks creativity, resilience, and endurance you didn't know you had. Your brain is hardwired to solve problems. It's designed to answer questions, but it only works at its best when it believes the outcome matters. If you give your brain a weak reason, it gives you weak effort. But give it a compelling reason, one drenched in emotion and urgency, and it starts working for you, not against you. It begins to notice opportunities it previously ignored. It remembers things more clearly. It makes faster decisions. This is why some people, when pressed against the wall of necessity, make more progress in 6 months than they did in 6 years. They didn't change their intelligence, they changed their reasons. Think about it. Have you ever had a moment where you accomplished something that seemed impossible, something that, in hindsight, made no sense? Maybe you worked 3 jobs to get through school. Maybe you built a business while raising kids. Maybe you lost the weight or made the leap or started over from scratch, and you did it, not because you had all the tools or the perfect circumstances. You did it because your reason was louder than your limitations. That's the secret most people miss. They keep chasing strategies, hoping for the perfect hack, when what they really need is to go back and dig deeper into why they want change in the first place. The people who reach the top in any field are not always the most talented. They're the ones with the most reasons they find a way, because quitting would betray something sacred. Maybe they're fighting for a child. Maybe they're carrying on a legacy. Maybe they made a promise they refused to break. And while the world applauds their results, what really deserves applause is their refusal to let go of their reason when it got hard. That's what separates winners from wishers, a reason too strong to be ignored. And if you want your reason to carry you, you have to make it specific. Vague reasons create vague effort. Don't say, I want to be successful. Define what success looks like, feels like, smells like. I want to earn $150. Zero a year doing work. I love spending weekends with my family and never worrying about bills again. That's a reason that moves you. It gives you a target, and once the mind has a target, it starts to sort information, opportunities, and energy around it. It starts filtering life through the lens of that outcome. It's not magic, it's focus. People often say they lack motivation, but motivation isn't something you wait for. It's something you generate through clarity. If you feel lost, don't just look ahead, look within. Ask yourself the uncomfortable questions. What am I avoiding? What am I afraid of? What do I truly want beyond what others expect of me? Then ask what pain you're willing to endure for it. Because every reason carries a price, and when you're willing to pay it, you're no longer intimidated by the process. You're prepared for it. And that preparation creates peace, because nothing rattles the person who's already decided their reason is worth the effort. Your environment will try to distract you. You'll be tempted to scroll instead of work, to complain instead of act, to compare instead of create. But your reason is what brings you back to center. It becomes your filter. You start to ask, does this help me get closer to what I said matters? Does this align with my purpose? That kind of clarity is rare. And that kind of clarity makes you unstoppable, not because you're immune to struggle, but because struggle can't shake you loose from what you've already decided. Let's be real. There will be people who don't understand your reason. Some will mock it, some will dismiss it, some will project their own fear onto it. That's okay. Your reason is not up for debate. It doesn't need to be validated. It just needs to be honored. And the most powerful way you honor your reason is through action. Quiet, discipline, consistent action. You don't need to scream it from the rooftops. Let your results do the talking. Let your life become a billboard for what it looks like. When someone finds a reason and refuses to back down from it, sometimes your reason will evolve into something even greater. What starts as a desire to escape poverty might evolve into a mission to create generational wealth. What begins as a need to prove others wrong might transform into a desire to prove your best self, right? Let it evolve. Let it grow with you, but never let it fade. Keep it close. Protect it like a flame in the wind, because everything your success, your fulfillment, your impact depends on that fire staying lit. And on the days when you feel like giving up, go back to your reason. Read it. Speak it. Remember where you started. Revisit the pain, the desire, the dream. Remind yourself that the discomfort you feel in pursuit of your reason is nothing compared to the regret you'd feel if you let it die. One of the greatest sources of power in life is simply remembering why you began in the first place. We don't quit when we're tired. We quit when we forget why we started. So never forget, you want the answers, you want the strategy, you want the plan that works, fine. But first, show me your reason. Show me the thing that makes your voice shake when you talk about it. The thing that makes your hands tremble when you write about it. The thing that, if ignored, would slowly rot away the best parts of you. That's where your answers are hiding in the shadow of your reason. Dig it up, dust it off, light it again, because in the end, life doesn't reward the most talented, the most connected, or the most educated. Life rewards the most committed, and commitment doesn't begin with information. It begins with intention. It begins with a reason. So if you want to change your life, start there. Start with the reason, because when your reason is strong enough, the rest will follow. The strategy, the resources, the connections, the timing, all of it will bend toward the one who refuses to let go of their why. So decide today, not what you want, not what looks good on paper. Decide what means enough to you to suffer for it, to change for it, to rise early, stay late, and risk failure for it. And once you know that your life will never be the same, because you'll have something more powerful than talent, tools, or luck. You'll have a reason, and when you have that, nothing can stop you.